Hello and welcome to the Good Imaginations podcast. Tonight, we will journey to the Whispering Woods, where you can unwind, reorient yourself, and if you would like, fall fast asleep. Before we begin our adventure, make sure you're settled. If you are seated, get comfortable. Listen to your spine and relax your shoulders. If you are lying down, get your covers and pillow where you want them. Create your nest. Very good. Now, take 3 deep breaths with me in preparation for the journey ahead. Let go of your day and travel to a vacation for your mind. Imagine with me. See, smell, and be present. Breathe with me now. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Slow and even. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now, shut your eyes and let's drift off to the site of tonight's adventure. It is midnight, the house is quiet, and you get up from your bed and walk to the bedroom door. You are not in your own home. In fact, you hardly know what the house you are in is like. As you push open the door, glide out on cold feet, and tiptoe through the house, you pass yawning doorways, dark and mysterious, and you don't know where they go. There's a kind of coziness, but strangeness, to this house. It is built underground, a network of warm, earthy tunnels, now civilized with wooden paneling and terracotta floor tiles. Every once in a while, however, a root still sticks down through the ceiling, and in the kitchen, several pots and pans are hung on the thick coil of a tree root. The house has made comfortable peace with the earth. Still, it is very odd to you, and that is why you feel shivery and alert as you creep into the kitchen. You have a sense that the house runs deep into the earth in a lovely network, and that it would be easy to get lost in. You enter the kitchen, and you are comforted by the warmth and glow of the dying fire in the fireplace. You haven't come for a snack. You have come for a think. Things don't feel quite real, not yet, and you are lying in your warm little bed, not really believing in any of this. So you got up, to the warmth and quiet of the kitchen, to remind yourself that you are really here. It is a cold night, but you choose to go to the window at the front of the kitchen. The kitchen is the front room of the house, built into a bank of earth, and several round windows look out into the night. You sit down in a narrow wooden window seat, and you pull your knees to your chin, and you look out. What you see is a dark, chattering forest, with black limbs and howling faces in the rough bark of old trees. Everything is covered in snow, pale snow, gleaming snow, and even now you can feel how icy each individual flake is. You imagine once again how it felt to plod knee-deep through that snow. Your pants legs soaked through with it, the wet chill, like hands grabbing at your shins. Each melted flake was like a pinch of chill. Your cheeks had burned, the night had whispered, and all around you had been the darkness and strangeness of the woods. Now, as you look out at the old trees, you think you see the faces again. There is dark magic in these woods, bad spells and strange shapes. And travelers who go out alone often get lost. The woods suck them in. You shudder, thinking of the cold and the danger just outside. You would be lost, you think, if you hadn't come across this home in the middle of the forest. You'd heard good things about the gruff old woman who lives here. So you had rung the doorbell and hoped and prayed, and then She'd come to the door in her quilted bathrobe and slippers, holding a quivering candle. She'd ushered you in at once and locked the door. Immediately, you'd felt the strange, crackling, shringing eeriness of the forest, and something strong and good and human is in this house, something resilient in the walls, and you know that the forest can't get at you. Perhaps that's why you came out to the kitchen, really, to sit and think about how cold and blue and nearby the snow is, how treacherous the whispering woods are, but how they can't get you. You are here in this warm house, this sanctuary, and you are safe. After she let you in from the woods, the gruff old woman gave you pajamas and a bathrobe and slippers, and she directed you to a large bathroom at the end of one of the tunnels. You got clean and warm and dry, and then enjoyed a warm, simple dinner with her in front of the fire. Now you are resting until morning, where she will escort you in her rough woolen coat and heavy boots to the edge of the woods, where you can find your way home again. You curl up into an even tighter ball, and you hug your knees as tight as you can. Perhaps this is why you cannot fall asleep, because there are some things you simply cannot fathom about this whole experience. On some level, you do not understand how a stranger can be so good to you. You also do not understand how this woman can live here in the woods, where things are wrong, and yet she is right. You do not know why she chooses to remain, and yet you sense that her house goes on and on in tunnel after tunnel through the soft loam of the whispering woods. She is tunneling beneath it, giving it a new heartbeat, perhaps. Will she in time change the woods, with the blood vessels of her good house pumping fresh life into the core? You are also so amazed and want to think so long and heavily about how the forest does not come in. You can feel it for certain as you sit at the window and stare out. The forest dares not come in. Her goodness is like a light. When a candle is there, there isn't a struggle between the darkness and the light, a duel to see who will win. Darkness is merely a void. When light comes, it fills the darkness, ends it, purely by being. Is goodness like that? So much more real than evil that it needs only to arrive to banish the terror away. You feel small and vulnerable, like the underbelly of a hedgehog. You feel safe, however. You feel a confidence in the house as you get up and tiptoe back to your room. It is a warm, snug room with a fire and a bed that's built into the wall. Your comforter is a plain white wool, and the pillows are blue. You crawl into the bed. You tuck the warm covers up to your chin. You feel settled as you lie there, pillowed by soft things, surrounded by the good, safe walls of this house on every side. You think of how cold it is out there, how warm you are in here. Slowly, and without worry, you fall asleep.